can't be right.
Hold on a second, bro. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, one second, man. I'm going to turn on this music. Got too much things on my desktop, man. Yes, my brother. Yes. Welcome to Blackopolypse. I'm in a bad mood, man. I'm in a bad mood. Trust me. I'm in a bad mood.
Oh my God.
This is my bad mood face. Yeah, I'm in a bad mood, man. I saw something that disturbed me. I can only say it disturbed me. The thing is Andrew, you in?
I'm in, bro.
Yes. I saw two things that disturbed me. I was made aware of two things this week. And welcome to Blackopolypse, by the way. Yes, podcast 56 episode. Welcome. We've got Andrew here. We've got Nigel here, the regulars. Me. Not sure if anyone else is going to join, but whatever. Look, I'm mad as hell, man. Andrew, you've seen this post, innit? And there's this geezer, this fool boy. That's the only thing I can describe him as, a fool boy. There's no way a girl could sit here. Oh, I'm going to run this first, man. Let everyone listen to this. Oh, wait there. I've got to play this from my phone, innit? Okay.
You have to turn the audio off. Can't hear it.
Can't hear it?
Nah.
Can you hear it, Nigel? You couldn't hear that?
Nope.
Could you hear it, Nigel?
Nope.
You couldn't hear it?
No.
Wait, let me see. Oh, man. There are technical difficulties, man. Hold on. How can you not hear that? Wait, let me see. I'm going to play it again. Let me see. I'm going to put it through the speaker. Oh, yeah, okay.
Man, you should have sorted all this out before we come on.
Yeah, I know, man. Hold on one sec. Wait. That's not it, man.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. The thing is, I've never done this before, man. How do you share the sound on this? Hold on one sec.
Can you turn your phone up? That might help.
That don't. Wait there. Hold on one sec. See? Look at this, man. Okay, hello.
You're live on Facebook, right?
Can you hear me?
You're live.
Yeah, we're live on Facebook. Sorry, man. Anyway, what this girl says, I'll just tell you what he says, man, because for some reason it doesn't work. I'll get this video up in a second, right there. And now I can do it.
No, don't bother with the video.
No, you got to listen to it though, man.
No, but you got to set them things up before we come on air, man.
I did set it up before we come on air. The thing is,
yeah, but you didn't test it. You just said it's the first time you've done it.
I tested it. I tested it, but the thing is,
anyone who's watching, anybody who's watching now, I apologize.
You know, the thing is, I tested it. Listen, I'll tell you what, I tested it, and I could hear it myself. So how can I prove? No, but this is from my iPhone, so I can hear it through my headphones from my iPhone. So I don't know why you guys can't hear it. So I did test it. The thing is, I got it correct and it worked for me. It just doesn't work for you guys, but it's all good. Wait,
Well.
one sec. This will work, man. Yo, you gotta listen to this, man, because I think that's
no, man, no.
just listen, man. Yo, just listen, man. Yo, oh, you're part of you're part of the movement, man. You gotta listen to this. Okay. Let's see. Where was that stinking video, man? Where is that stinking video? Okay. Actually, might take a little bit longer to come up. Actually, still. Actually, no, it won't. All right. This goes into what I was talking about. This is. I'm in a bad mood, man. You gotta know why I'm in a bad mood. I can't just be like, yeah, I'm in a bad mood. I gotta show you why I'm in a bad mood. Actually, you know what? While this one's loading, I'm gonna show you something else I saw that put me in a bad mood as well. Because this ain't on, man. I gotta go back to my iPhone. Mirror screening. Sorry, bear with me, man. Bear with me still. I don't know what it is here, but I actually believe that these females of today are going on crazy, really. And I just need to address this, man, because actually I don't know. Actually, now come to think of it, you didn't know it, did you? This right here, man. Can you see that? Can you zoom this in, huh? Okay, so homegirl or somebody's like, yeah, I F with black guys, even date them, but never marry them. And then the other girl's like, oh my God, same. I don't see the appeal. And the girl's like, yo, black guys would do anything for me to be with a black girl, a white girl. It's kind of pathetic. You don't understand. Oh my God. Then explain. They don't have any appeal. In fact, they're latest good looking. I don't know what else that. What's English is that? The latest good looking. Whatever. Laugh out my LMAO. Ask a white guy to come over at 3 a.m. and he says no. Now ask a black guy to come over and he be there in a heartbeat. Black men will go above and beyond to please you cause being with a white woman to them is a dream come true. Yo, it gets worse still. So basically they're easy.
I love it.
Yo, so basically they're easy.
I love it.
If I tell a black boy I want to pee in his mouth, he will let me. No way would a white guy. Black guys have low self-esteem and love us. Isn't that using them? Yeah. So
bad. And you upset because of that? Really?
Yo, I'm upset about. It's not because of that. It's because the audacity that these women have. Like these, I don't know what age group. I know this is just the age group of women who are saying this. This is like around the 14-year-old girls, just let's say late teens, 20. Because once a girl gets to a certain age, she clicks out of that mindset and realizes that, things are a little bit different in the real world. You know what I mean? These are schoolgirls. But the fact that they're walking around thinking that already, because I remember one time I was with a white girl. And she said to me, it didn't really click when she was saying it, but she was like, yeah, I ain't going to marry you. I'm going to marry a white guy and have white little babies. And I sat there like some slave owner, the slave, the guy, the house slave. He's in the house. He's just happy to be there. Yeah. And I told my boys, I said, you know what she said to me? And they was like, oh, nah, man, you should leave her. I was like, nah, why do I want to leave her for, man? I ain't leaving her. I love this girl. Yo, but she was telling me back then. But she was young still. And she was the one. I'm not gonna name no names, but she was the one who's coming back like, oh, we should get back together and stuff. And I was like, nah, you're good, still, you're good. So what makes me mad about this is that, the way they're putting out this, I don't think it's true. I do know there's some slack black geezers out there who are doing stupid things. But the fact that they could say that about like Nigel would always say, when you're generalizing, that's generalizing. That's saying you were like that, Andrew. That's saying you were like that, Nigel. That's saying I'm like that. And I'm like, hold on a minute. You know how many, a hella girl I turned down, man. I've had girls think that, oh, he's easy. But you know how many girls I've turned down because I'm like, nah, man, you don't meet the barometer, man. You're not on the standards. So I'm kind of like, I'm cheesed after these girls would be talking about that crap. And I'm just gonna play this one last video before you guys.
There's more. Same topic, same thing.
Same thing, man. Yo, that's what happened. This girl here. Oh, you should have to hear this.
Jeez, man.
Can you hear it?
Nope.
You can't hear it?
Nope.
What do you mean you can't hear it?
Can't hear it.
Yo, wait. You know I'm gonna do that.
You might as well just explain what she says.
She basically says the same thing that she basically says if you go up with a white girl, you get attention for black guys, but it's not really that important. It's like, yeah, black guys don't care because they're like considered easy, but they're only impressed when they get attention from white guys, because they're like harder to, you know what I mean, harder to impress.
You know what? In all my years of living on this earth, I've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
for white girl, for me, is not been interested. She's not been interested. She's like, I don't date black guys, and I'm be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some, the white girls that I've dated, linked or whatever, they're just into black men, and that's it.
Yeah.
They're not into white guys. So I find this not even concerning because it's irrelevant, really.
I mean, is it irrelevant?
I don't know why it's put in your backside.
Yeah, because I don't think people should be going around. There's all this idea that I think someone asked me the other day about freedom of speech, and you think it should be allowed, and I'm like, I think I don't even know if freedom of speech is something that should be allowed, to be fair, because I think people use it and abuse it in stupid ways. Because you got to be careful. Look at that one thing went viral in it, and if that goes to the wrong person, that's poisonous, man. That's poisonous.
Not interested, bro. Like that for me is absolutely irrelevant, man. Because white people have an opinion on black people or black men, and black people have an opinion on white men, white girls. It's just it is what it is. You know what I mean? Some people are in interracial marriages and they're happy. For instance, you are. You know what I'm trying to say? And a lot of my family are happily married with white women. It is what it is. Each their own. Some people like it, and some people don't. It is what it is. It works both ways, to be honest with you.
But don't you think they're putting this down like
that wouldn't dream of being with a black man? They don't even see the reason. They don't find black men attractive. That's their opinion. They're entitled to their opinion, and it's absolutely irrelevant. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really let things like this get under your skin. I thought tonight was about population control.
Wait, that's the second half of the show, man. That's the second half of the show.
Man. Oh man, get to that, man. This is just irrelevant, man, because it is what it is, man. Each their own. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me if a white girl says that flipping out a black man's too easy. A black man probably said the same thing. A white girl's too easy. Is that a problem to us? No, it works both ways. And
but don't you think
I'm saying there's white men out there who only love black women.
Yeah.
I mean, love black women. They love me some hot chocolate.
The thing is, but the thing that struck me is like, yeah, I would sleep with black men, but I wouldn't marry a black man.
And what? And
don't you think that's like?
I'm sure that black man's happy getting that. You get me?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, yo, what's outside? Where's your video, man? I'm not.
It's coming. The video will be on in 1 second, but I'm just sorting something, guys.
I'm not like, to me, I think it's that behavior there. To me is a deeper problem, man. That's a proper deeper problem that needs to be unveiled, man. I think it's all right us saying, yo, yeah, it's irrelevant, but I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of women who are walking around there of other races, not just white women, Indian women, Chinese, all the same. They'll go around looking upon the black people like we're just a piece of crap. Yeah, that's it. Look at that. You know how many times you
I
dissed
know,
us in that little,
I know,
you know, those couple
yeah,
of tests, how many times you
really,
dissed? We're
not
low
really.
self-esteem, we're easy, we'll do anything for them. We're like dogs, man. And I'm like, wait a second. No. I ain't letting that
Are
slide,
we?
man.
Are you?
The thing is,
Are
I'm not
you?
like that, but the thing is,
I'm not like that.
yeah, but the thing is,
So it shouldn't really buffer you.
I don't
Because
know
I'm telling
though,
you something
man.
now, yeah. I'm telling you right now, there's no greater race in the world that's hated by every other nation than black people. I'm telling you.
Then she makes it
And
look like
what?
we're inferior. Look at this. She
And
makes it look
what?
like we're inferior. And I'm like, hold on, inferior. Look, sorry, just to answer to your what you just said. It should be not irrelevant to me. If I saw a black guy get beaten up down the street, it's not happening to me. Should I walk past it? I shouldn't walk past it. I should be like, hey,
No.
man. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. This is the same thing. She beat us up, man. That is
Hey?
character assassination, man. In its
Oh, man,
purest.
that's her opinion. That's her opinion. There's a lot of racist people out there. There's white people out there that are gonna say this about a black man and this about a black man. Don't make it affect you. It is what it is. Bloody hell, you live in Germany, for crying out loud.
Yeah. What I wanted to say though, this seems to be a thing of England and America. In Germany, what I wanted to say, in Germany, I think the women have a completely different view on that. The German women, they love black people, black men. They love them, man. They're like, oh man, this is great, black man. I love black man. You know, not all of them, but trust me, when they love you, they love you. And I'm like, why is it like that in Germany? Where in Germany, it's the white women like the black men, admire, but in like England or in America, it's like, oh, they're like grotty, man. What is that?
I don't know, man. I can't answer. I can't answer that, man. All I know is that I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not bothered. As I said, yeah, growing up myself, I was subject to a lot of racism growing up. As I got older, I just didn't see it no more. Don't see it, and it's there, but it's never been brought to. It's never been brought to me. I can say, it's still there. I've not been called the N-word. I've not been, racially abused. I've not suffered none of it. You know what I mean? I'd probably get a look, but I've not literally had anything come to me like that from nobody. And if a white girl was not interested in me, she'd just say, I don't date black guys. And I'd be like, blah, 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 no problem. See you later. You move on in it. You don't take it personal. It is what it is. But there are racist people out there, absolutely. And, it is going to be what it is, and things will never change. You're going to get a small majority of people that are going to be
do you think that's
minority,
racism, though?
or minority of people that's going to be racist, and that's it.
But do you think that's a dangerous form of racism, though? Because look, they turned us into a fetish. Yeah, I would sleep with them, but I wouldn't marry them. What does that say to you? Yeah, I know. You're just happy. You know what?
They love what the black man's got to offer, but they ain't gonna marry you maybe because of their parents, maybe because of they want white kids, maybe they don't want to disappoint daddy. It is what it is.
But don't you think if you look at it in reverse, don't you think it's stupid that us black men like chase the white lady when we know that it could be that they think like this, or like we could be falling in love? Isn't that a crazy thing? If I meet a white girl, I'm thinking, yeah, man, like I was with that one girl, and she said to me in my face, she wasn't gonna marry me and she wasn't gonna have my kids. She wanted white babies. Wouldn't that have been dangerous for me if I fell in love with this girl and I was like, oh, man, I love this girl, man? She could have broke my heart, crazy.
Dude, that could happen with a black girl saying you're from the next village over, bro.
Exactly.
Not so simple, man. It ain't that simple. Nah, man, it ain't that simple, though, man.
It's not like what it is, isn't it? And look,
a black girl is not gonna
from my point, you're going around kind of in circles with it, because like what Andrew was saying, like there's each to their own, bro. Like literally that does exist. Like everybody wants a bit of everything.
Absolutely.
You got, like, I'll be honest, yeah. I've gone through phases in my life. I've gone through phases where I just dated Asian women. Or Asian girls at school, and then Asian women as I got older. I went for a stage where I just dated white girls for a long time and everything like that. Then I was like, oh man, fancy black girls now. Like it just, I fancy big girls.
Yeah, you're open to it,
girls.
Wow.
Like all just like change, like what I mean. Like it depends on the kind of person, because you've got people where I think what you were trying to allude to is that the family it's family traditions and the family norms. And sometimes when they come into question, like say with me now dating an Asian girl, if you're to date an Asian girl and she's got a traditional family, you're going to run into problems, because even the expectation around them marrying and having, you know, certain traditions, and, you know, even the wedding itself, you're right in that sense. You know, bring a black guy into that situation, that might not always go down well. You're not even black or white guy or English, European, westernized, whatever it is. So I think you both kind of got a point. You know, like I'll tell you what you're saying is like, you know, well, I guess you're trying to say that we look down upon it in certain things, and we've covered this in like in the whitening up kind of thing and white is right kind of, you know, thing before. But you know, the truth is, like, it's about, again, like Andrew said, it's kind of mindset as well, because you don't feel like a victim. You don't feel like a victim. In fact, if anything, you've done really well. You know what I mean? So the fact that some people won't look a little bit deeper into us, that would happen with money also. What area you're from, what job do you have, what car do you drive? There's so many other things that you can add on top of that, that just race is just another one of them.
But if that's like that's just another what's the word, man? It's another thing that comes from the fact that we're not doing that well as a race, you know what I mean, the black race. So we got people telling us we're not worthy of being their partners. Do you know what I mean?
No,
we're willing to sacrifice.
No, that's not.
You don't think so?
What you have to understand, is that, you know, our history has been taken away from us. The only history that we have now is slavery and being free and injustice, and that can make a small minority of white people look down at us. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But what you have to understand is that each to their own. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to go out there and you want to date a white woman and you're only attracted to white women, you be prepared for this to bunya, because this will bunya. But if you're not really into white girls, or you're into white girls or whatever, and you don't want to date outside your race, this won't particularly bother you. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, my old man, is old school. You know what I mean? He's like, he came over here when he was 12. And he was into white girls when he was growing up, and I remember him saying to me, he used to walk down Hell's Owen with the most hottest white girl, in his school. You know what I mean? He was there, man, down Hell's Owen, which was naturally racist.
Yeah.
You get me? And he was said that even when he left school, he was still checking her, and some of the white boys used to chase him. And he says one day, because my dad's always been into like westerns and things like that. Jesse James, he's got the two guns. He had two knives in the inside of his coat pocket. He says one day Andrew was walking up the road, and then they came for me, and I didn't run this time, but I turned around and said, "Come on!" And he says they ran like hell.
Yeah,
he says they ran like hell, and then my granddad must have seen it. He was just like, I gotta take it off him, man. But as I says, he grew up, dating white women, and then one time, what stopped him dating white women, is that one time, he was dating one white girl, and she got a bit violent with him, and she must have found out he was cheating or whatever, and then long story short, she phoned the police on him, and then she made an accusation that he hit her.
Okay.
And the police done him, and he went to prison. And he says from that day he vowed never to date a white woman again.
Okay.
You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And a lot of black men, even with my baby mother's white, and we got into a little bit of an altercation, and one of their family members came down, and we got into a little bit of a scrap, and I got badly hurt. You get what I'm trying to say? Because she smashed a cup over my head, and me and him was getting into a scrap at the same time. So I've run out to phone an ambulance. And when the police had come, the police arrested me, and I was pouring blood. And I was up in Litchfield. So what you have to understand is that when you're dating a white woman, that, if anything happens, the police will have their back over yours, especially if they're white police as well. So
that actually happened to me as well.
Dating outside your race has its positives and negatives. The natives, white people don't like you dating. If you walking down the road with as a black man with a white woman or with your wife, Wayne, and someone sees you with that white woman, they're looking at you like, what the hell is she doing with her? The flipping and nigga, this, that, the other. You know, the police say it to your face, but they're thinking it in their head. They hate, especially if she looks hot as well. They're even more pissed. So these are the things that are going to happen when you date outside your race. It's what it is.
You know, with me, it doesn't matter because my wife's attractive, but I'm also attractive. So the guys are thinking, I want the black guy.
Oh man, please.
Sorry, it did actually remind me, you know, Alstallio, you know, you guys, that when I was dating a certain lady not too long ago, and basically we broke up. It was only a short thing, man, and it ended pretty horribly, man. But this girl went to indirecting me all online and everything. But then she wanted to try and take it a next step further and said she was going to get me locked up and started calling man a paedophile and everything. And then saying that she's going to get her friend who was literally had nobody else. It was just her and her friend. Her friend had nobody around her. And she said, I'm going to take my friend into the police station. We're going to get you done. And this girl had got man's locked up before. And then I got done. Me and a certain creative video producer got together and done the best kill video. And we murdered this girl off in a kill video. Just like we bonded with her own lies and with her own words, with her own voice notes, with her own videos and everything. And it got about, what was it, about 30,000 views or something stupid like that in about a week or something. We had to take that one down. But
I forgot.
The whole of her town. It went around the whole of her town, and the next thing you know, the police are doing me for malicious communications and telling me to come. And they thought they was going to give me their duty brief and that, man. And at last minute, I pulled an amazing lawyer out the hat, and she came. And in the end, the girl was going to nearly end up on charges for racial comments that she made in her voice notes. But the people who were dealing with me, they was making her out as this victim of like a mental abuse and anguish that I'd put her through, this mother of 3 or mother of 2 or whatever she was, and you know, just made me out like I was some monster and that. It was just preying on this girl and all the rest of it, when really what she was going to do is have man locked up because she didn't like the fact that I dumped her. It's some joke.
You know, all I want to say, I just want to finish it up by saying, look, like, to me, when I hear your stories, I've never had that kind of experience with a white girl. Never. My experiences have always been good with white girls. No, seriously, I've always had nice experiences. Apart from
you just told us one already. You just told us about it.
Yeah, but I still stayed with that girl after that for a little bit, and then I decided, actually, I clicked into emotion. I was like, nah, I gotta get out of that. So that wasn't really a bad experience. You know, no one, the police didn't get called. No one got arrested. Yo, nobody got arrested. Yo, nobody got arrested. What I do want to know, all I want to say is that I think it's important, especially for the younger girls who are going around throwing around these slander. You know, this is slanderous claims, man. You know, yeah, there's dirty guys in white races. There's dirty guys in black races. I'm sure if you go mess with some Indian dudes, there's some dirty guys there too. They're willing to. In fact, I can guarantee. I know
every race, bro. Just like every race, every race.
Who will do some nasty. I know, trust me. I know in every race, you can't just pin that out on the black race. Second thing is, when a black guy gets famous, who's the first person who's trying to hook up with him? White women. Is that a money thing or not? Just because we're not. Huh?
Can I say something though, Wayne? Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, my cousin used to play for West Bromwich Albion, so I know this. And when he was at West Brom, and we used to go out and, you know, rave and that, or when he's with all the football lads, the amount of women that will throw themselves on him, it was unbelievable. And I'm no word of lie, yeah, there would be not one black woman that would do that.
No.
There's pure white girls that would do it. No. And these girls had boob jobs, they was done up, everything was just tick to tap, and they was throwing themselves at him, hoping to be the one. Hoping to be the one.
So there you go.
So it happens when the black man gets money, the whole world changes. The whole world changes.
No. I just like I said, I think it's just basically these young girls who need to do their research, be a bit more open-minded. They don't have to date black guys if they don't want to. Don't do it, but don't go around throwing around claims and accusations. Don't do that, man. That's disgusting. And And the second thing is, and I know exactly the type of black guy these girls are talking about, because it ain't me, you, or anyone on this podcast. We're decent black guys who got jobs, got nice families, got respectable careers or whatever, doing something for ourselves. So I don't know why we wouldn't be appealing to anybody. You know how many? I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna go into it. But like I said,
You don't even know. You can't say that. You can't say that.
you don't think
can't
so?
say that. You can say that from your perspective, but you can't say it from their perspective because you don't know their minds.
The thing is, look, the average person, let's say the average person on the planet, we're talking about the average person on the planet now, probably makes around, I'm going to throw out a ballpark number, 20,000, whatever your currency is in the world, 20,000. So
You
that
think
would
so?
make it, yeah, the average person probably makes around 20 G a year, 20 bags. So, okay, that makes the average person appealing to the average girl. So the only women you could be talking about, they're not appealing to me, is people who want guys who are making more than that 20 grand, which is the few. And these guys are not available most times anyway. So that's what I'm saying. You got to understand that most guys are making around the same money anyway. There's only a couple of people who are not available who get the one lucky Asian girl or something like Mark Zuckerberg, got an Asian chick or something like this. That's it. You know what I mean?
When I dated that millionaire in Greece, though, man, I dated her for 3 seasons, man. I just dumped her when she came to England to study, and I couldn't be bothered to go down to Luton to see her. She was a multi-millionaire, man.
And how do you feel now?
You know, I'm more sad because, you know, the maddest thing is, like, you know, it is, though, I'll be honest, though, I'm not sad because she was rich. I'm not sad because she was rich. Like, it's more like that, like, she was a perfectly decent woman, man. Like,
You didn't have hindsight, man.
The girl had, like, met me food, run me a bath, let me use her car.
Look at this.
She owned 2 hotels and everything, and the hotels that she owned, she'd, like, as soon as I got there, man, she'd just get loads of chips and dips and go and do me a drink. And my cousin walked in doing some food and everything. She was just the most hospitable Greek lady you'll ever find in your life, man. She was lovely. And then she came to England to study. She wanted to be an English teacher. She was a millionaire. She drove a Suzuki Vitara, and her other car was a Nissan Micra. But
Yeah,
it was mad. But what it was is when she got rich, it was because her parents died in it. So her parents died in, I think, Switzerland or something, in a car crash. And she had an older sister. She was 21. She had an older sister who was 40, but she had a mental health problem. So she had the mental age of 7. So she became like the person who owned everything. But yeah, she never changed her at all. She just wanted to be an English teacher. So she came to England, studied 3 years or 4 years over here, and became an English teacher. So yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to this topic because Nigel's quiet, man. We need Nigel just come alive, man.
I don't blame him. He's just like Nigel, like what the hell?
So he looks like he's studying.
I don't blame.
Mate, you know something. The moment. Well, I'm not even saying anything. But yeah, move on.
Nigel's vexed. Anyway, Nigel. I don't know, man.
What you vexed for, Nigel?
It's a sensitive topic for him. He doesn't like that stuff in it.
You know what it is, mate. The thing is, there was a couple of things that you said. To me, were just like completely why we're talking about this. Firstly, you said we're talking about girls between 13 and 20.
I don't know how old they were. I don't know how old they are.
Why are you even looking? You know, I'm thinking, why are you even looking at their texts anyway? And why do you care? They're paying your bills. You know,
Exactly.
you can't take the opinion of 2 people out of
5
7 billion in the whole world and say, yeah, man, everyone thinks like that because I've read it there and it's true. And mate, that's just like, mate, there's some nah. But anyway, move on.
Actually, you got
That's what a lot of people do.
Move on. Because I'm just thinking to myself, mate, what cave are you living in? One tweet or whatever can make you think the whole world thinks the same thing.
I'll tell you why it bothers me, because that went viral. That's what bothers me. He went viral. When he goes viral, yeah, but the thing is, when he goes viral, that means more people see it, and it's like, what the hell are these people doing?
Have seen Mississippi burning, and more people have seen pictures of the Ku Klux Klan, and more people have seen pictures of black people being hanged, and more people have seen, and more people have seen, and more people have seen. Mate, come on, man, get real. Get real. Don't base your life on what you read on bloody line. If you do, then why?
Yeah, he's telling you in trouble.
No, don't base your life on what you read online. If that stuff gets you angry, mate, don't go online. If you can't scroll past that, don't go online.
Because
that's all I'll say.
Nigel, another thing as well, Nigel, you think about what the average black footballer goes through when he's online and he has a bad game or something like Wilfred Zaha, the other day when he was saying he's getting racist tweets from loads of white people and this, that, and the other. You know, and it goes viral. We live in a racist world. Deal with it, man. Deal with it. And what? You know what I mean?
Well, that's the
the
thing.
most
For
hated
me,
people on the planet.
I didn't even know about this message until today, and that's the thing. If it's gone viral, it ain't gone viral in my network. So to me, it's like it's a nonity. It's not paying my bills. It's not going to enhance my life. Why would I waste energy being angry on something that I can't affect?
And that 90% of the news that we see on TV or things that we hear on radio, I don't even watch. I'm on about in general, like, but for us to talk about the things and that, like, these stories are big. So, like I say, I mean, but that's a lot of, it's what you perspective and it's what you draw out of it, and I think that's the interesting thing. Like, everyone's, like I said, I think I've got a different opinion to Wayne. Wayne's got different opinions to Andrew. Andrew's got, you know what I mean? Like, you probably
absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's why we talk. That's why we talk.
I'm at the stage where I'm past that impulsiveness, that something that is like that ain't bothering me. If that was Donald Trump's wife saying all that, that would bother me. You know what I mean? If that was the leader of the Scottish National Party saying that, that would bother me. Who are these little teenage girls, Wayne, that you're bringing on this show and talking about and saying that you're vexing them because they're having these conversations?
I don't know if the teenage girls. I said I'm assuming.
Well, you says the age range.
They're probably around 40. I said I'm assuming
they're
between the age of.
But you're assuming you're deciding that this is who it is. This is how old they are. This is, you know what I mean. You can't generalize and base the whole world and create a whole story around a tweet. You can't, man.
The thing is, like I said, the same way I said it's girls from 14 to 20 in between this age group, or 14 to 18 or 19. It's the same way they're only picking out a certain type of black guy, because us guys wouldn't be match the description of what they're explaining as a black guy.
Who cares? They're kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People change. People change. I'm sure every single person on this podcast has changed in their life. They have changed an opinion. They've changed something that they strongly believed in once upon a time ago.
Everything as well.
You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is people change. People can be racist when they're teenagers and actually grow into people who don't be racist when they're older. You know what I mean? People can start off not racist and become racist. You know what I mean? People change, Wayne. You can't just say, oh, yeah, man, this tweet, man, and everybody's thinking the same. Man, the world's more complex than that, man. The world's more complex than that. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not vexed. I'm just like.
You look like you were studying, bro. You had the side hedges like.
Actually, I'm sure he's got the same glasses as me.
While he was chatting about you bloody whatever, I thought, you know something, let me carry on something else for a bit, man.
You know, when Nigel's got nothing to say, he's vexed. You know, when Nigel's got
nothing to say, man. Bloody hell. You know something, I feel sorry for anyone who's watched that. That's what I feel sorry for. Like,
it's an interesting topic. Look, it's an interesting topic, and that's what we do. We bring interesting topics to the table and we discuss them.
The beginning of it. Watch the beginning and then tell me if it's interesting. Anyway,
let's move on.
Carry on.
Population control, man.
Yeah.
You know, I actually completely forgot what I wanted to say about population control. I was so lost in this topic now.
Well, the population is growing at an uncontrollable rate. So that's the first thing you want to be saying, because
no, I don't believe that, man. I don't believe it's going.
You know what it is? It's not the fact that the population, like the world, hasn't got the space for the people. It's the fact that we're not producing enough food to maintain.
No, that's wrong again.
No. Let me just finish my point.
We've got enough food.
I'm not on about now. I'm on about the way it's going, and we're talking about the way things are going, population compared to resources on Earth, and and then you see, okay, so we're going to think about the fact that resources are already being stretched. So yeah, we can keep on making farming and doing certain things, but just look at the fisheries. Like I say, 70% of the stock's gone since the 50s. They reckon by 2050 there'll be no fish in the sea. So that's a whole load of food for a lot of people, especially on the islands, places like Japan, all these places, especially in Asia, where a lot of that food is going to have to be replaced with something. So these people, not everyone's a rice grower, not everyone can grow maize, not everyone can grow corn. So like, what it is as well is that, remember, you're in places like the States, you're in places like England, it's not the fact that we eat our meal, it's the fact that we eat our meal and we want seconds, and that we want pudding, and then we want snacks, and we want everything else. And a lot of these snacks and stuff that we eat, what they're made out of.
Everybody wants
maize,
pudding,
starch, everything like that. So what we're saying is, look, it's not the fact that population at the moment at its current level is going to and food is not adequate for it, and that the food supply is there. But as the population grows, and some countries are growing like at stupid rates, like again China, India, certain countries in sub-Saharan Africa, places where where people aren't as broke as they were. These fast, rapidly developing countries. Brazil would have been one of them 20 or 30 years ago. Wayne, you know what I mean? Where the population's huge in those countries, and then the demand for food compared to especially what's happening with climate change and everything, where stocks are getting wiped out, certain crops are not coming through, food prices are going up. It's not going to be maintained like it's sustainable.
So it's supply and demand basically.
Yeah, because where America are not going to relinquish some of their second and third plate to give somebody in sub-Saharan Africa one meal. They're not going to make it fair. They're going to try and ensure it's not fair, and that's what all these trade wars are about, especially with China.
So here comes Corona.
Exactly. Well, this is one of the things, you know. I'm not going to speculate on that, but you know what? It was going to take something, whether it was going to be natural, man-made, or planned. You know what I mean? Like this pandemic, as people talk about, something was going to happen, because I don't know who's going to feel like they've got the right to make that decision, but it's going to be when food looks like it's going to be running out, and people forecast
the country with the biggest or the largest mass of people is China. So, you know, if you talk about finite resources, I suppose that's the country you need to look at and say, well, what are they doing about population control right now? Because they ain't slowing down.
But they had the one policy now.
I think they've changed it now.
You can have more than one kid, yeah. But at least they did something, and they saw it.
But they are talking about, obviously, they've been talking about it for the last 10 years, but they are now, obviously, because they can produce food from fresh air, grow food in labs. They're on about insects and stuff being kind of turned into, they're going to start introducing us to other food, which they feel is more sustainable. Seriously, you know,
that's what the Chinese do. If the Chinese didn't eat insects, we would have been finished by now already.
There's certain countries that they will, you know what I mean, they'll tuck into. I mean, look at France and snails. I mean, obviously that's a bit extreme, but you know, they're kind of farming crickets and stuff, and apparently they're full of protein.
Yeah, sure. Grubs,
but,
man.
You know, yeah, it's like, but yeah, population. Wow. Who knows, man? It's something that I think. How do you kind of solve that problem? How do you say to people, look, man, you can't have no more kids?
But that's not the issue, though. We're still missing the point. Look, this Earth can take not in this system, in this form. It can't take much more people. That's true. But the Earth can take it can take double or treble what it has at the moment. Easy. There's enough space. You know, everybody on the planet can live in Texas right now. Everybody, and have space and chill. Everybody on the planet. So that's one little place, Texas, man. And look how big the world is compared to Texas. But for some reason now, our uses of resources is severely mismanaged. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then obviously they're bringing in now this whole idea with this, obviously with the V. I don't even know if they're going to use that to control the population at all, because I don't think it will work.
That's what it was designed to do in the first place.
Yeah, but I can't see look. They know they're going to be smart in it. They can only kill off a certain amount of people. You know, I don't even want to use that word, but to kill off a certain amount of people without people noticing, you know.
But don't you see that it's already being done, like already, and it has been done, and the way that it's been done is the way it's always been done.
War?
It's not natural selection. Not war's the least of it, bro. You only have to go to places where there are war, but Yemen or sub-Saharan Africa, especially, where the life expectancy, even now in places like Malawi, where Tam's from and stuff, is 48. It used to be 33 when I was a kid.
You know what I mean? The thing is, the problem of population control isn't just about, let's get rid of 1 million people in some country that's miles away. Population control is something which affects, think of an aging population, think of the workforce that isn't as young, isn't as agile, isn't as adaptable. So population control isn't just something for far-flung countries. Yes, those people die because the conditions, the poverty they live in, plus war and government and religion and blah, blah, blah. You know, yes, war is a big factor in people losing their lives, but I think population control isn't just for them places. I think, you know, governments have got to pay money out for everyone who's over 65 who's alive. There's got to pay money out from fresh air. They go, whoa, have this.
Bro, sorry to interject, like it's cutting there, but the countries that can do that are the very countries that, like I say, won't feel it. Like all it's going to do, like all it's going to happen as the food dries out is that the inequality is just going to become more visible. It's nothing will change. The system's designed already to suit these rich countries. So, like I say, when we talk about supply and demand, you can go back as far as I think it was 1876 or in the 18th century, where I think I got the year wrong, but late 1800s anyway. Basically, when Churchill, or actually when Churchill, it was before Churchill, people ordered food away from India because we were the colonial rulers of India during their Great Famine, because we had soldiers fighting in Europe and we had soldiers fighting in Africa. So what we wanted to do, so okay, then what we're going to do is take this amount of food away from the Indians, and it calls for
countries that don't just lie down now and accept things. So yes, back then when India was the colonial whatever, and Britain had soldiers there and guns and everything else, but they couldn't turn around to India and say, "Oh, we're taking all your food." What are you talking about? That couldn't happen.
They couldn't do it now, like to places like that, but they can have a hand in making sure that governments don't develop. So if you look at America, for instance,
Mate,
and you sent a
people are
Trump
hungry,
thing,
man.
yeah, but this sent a Trump.
People will.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna say one last thing. Like, say in America, you got countries like in the Central America, like Belize and Honduras and these countries and everything like that, where it's rough as hell. And places like Bolivia, Ecuador, in South America, these countries, America and a lot of other countries have a hand in making sure that the people who actually want to really change things over there, they don't stay long in power. You know what I mean? There's loads of coups that are made.
Oh yeah, I know about all that, but
yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, bro, this is part of what I'm saying. Like, you could talk about population control. The fact that just a slower growth in population control is population control. You haven't got to kill people. You just got to make sure that certain people can't elevate to a certain level.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. It's basically a pressure from above saying stay there. It's not people going, when you get here, we fling you off the cliff like a lemon. It's the fact that you don't even get there in the first place. And that's what I think the real population control will look like.
Yeah. Just like China when they said, you know, like, one kid. Everyone's allowed to one kid. You don't have one kid, the other kid dies or you go in prison. What kind of draconian law is that, man?
It was mad, but it was that was an old law.
China.
That Chairman Mao. Was that Chairman Mao?
I don't actually don't. When they only abolished it recently though? It weren't that long ago. I'm trying to find out when my phone doesn't speed up today, man.
That's like a popular, you know, they make up what 1/7 of the population of what 1.1 billion now, 1.2 billion, just in China alone. Like I say, just by the amount of people there, the most people in the world speak Chinese or Cantonese. You know what I mean? So or Mandarin, sorry, just because there's that many people there compared to the rest of the world.
So the thing is, are we running out of space then? We're not running out of space, obviously, but we are in the way the system's built. It's like for example, Nigel might say, you know, I've got enough money now, I'm going to buy 2 houses. And if everyone thinks like that, okay, I've got enough money now. You see with like these big companies, Amazon, Coca-Cola and all these guys going around, McDonald's going around the world, building up stuff and saying, no, that belongs to me now. Got to wipe out the competition. How do we, I mean, we can't change anything. But how do we combat that, man? How do we say, you know what, nah, ain't gonna happen? How do we mobilize enough people to say, because people are dumb, man. You know, just go from the first half of the show, we realize that people are stupid. How do we get in the people's brains to understand, hey, man, we can't continue on this trajectory. We have to change dramatically. Is that the only look like Andrew will know about this, the Great Reset, which I guess this is probably what we're in at the moment. We're in the Great Reset at the moment. That's what this whole, you know, this is going to last now. We hope, not definitely, man.
Yeah, I mean, we can hope. I think it should be the Great Reset, and it needs to be in that, man. But like I said, like you can see, just when the banks were failing in 2008 and everything, what they wanted to do at all costs is save the system. The good thing is we've shown, and it's shown even with like this virus and with 2008. You know, if the system has to shut down for too long, it don't come back in everything that it was. You know, I mean, just because the fact that it's just the system of paperwork. Like, say, if you were just not to pay your rent over and over and over again, that natural system has a conclusion. When that happens, they foreclose on you, they take your business away, and that will happen. And so eventually, when shit like that happens, like this what's the word now? Is capitalist system will actually fall. It's just that will there be anything in place to save it, because why it's in place, capitalism in now. It's almost like people can't think and dream up anything else, and anyone who does is almost like ostracized and that, man, like, or told they're kind of like flipping part of the tin hat wearing flipping brigade and that, and it's ridiculous. Because literally, like, you can see, it's like the other systems, to be honest, like communism or Marxism or whatever, all of them have their flaws. It's mad, like, people don't turn around and go, right, and this is the best of this, and this is the best of that, and this is the best of that. They can't, because what happens is you get special interests. It doesn't matter what decision gets made. When it gets made at a high level, then personal interests come involved. People's use of power or power grabbing comes involved. So nothing's ever done like, well, it's like making a cake and then going, we need to have this, going to be like to call it the champagne something cake, and like, we're going to use wine because I'm going to keep the £27 back for the champagne. I'm going to buy a £5 bottle of wine. And it's like we keep on watering down everything we can do. And that's why our systems never work, because what they're designed to be, it's like building like a palace or something and then using shit materials. You know what I mean? It's not a palace anymore. It looks like a palace. You might have the design, but the materials you use are cheap tat. And that's what's happening with our systems. So until we can actually change as a society, where we actually start to think about each other like we used to in the olden days, where community was king, then it's never going to change. Right now, money's king. So at the moment, it don't work. The system has to fall in order for something to replace it. And I think when something replaces it, it could actually be really something beautiful. But it just depends who the decision makers are then, and who's got influence, who's got power, because that's who will take control when the system fails.
Well, it's got to be billionaires, isn't it? They always keep the power. But
if
how do
the
we
power of
convince
money
these guys?
fails, if the whole money system fails, and that is a possibility, then to be honest, once money loses its legitimacy, then it's about survival instincts and what you know and everything like that, man. Tell you what, there's some Alaskan flipping people out there going, my skills are like as a hunter gatherer, to build my own house, flipping do whatever, man's gonna come in handy, man, Bear Grylls style. Yeah, man, they're the people who will run the earth after that.
Yeah, I think
you hope.
You want to say something, Andrew?
I says you hope, but they've already got something in place already. What they're gonna do if they use a great reset, and it ain't gonna be nothing good for us. Put it that way. But we don't know where things are going right about now.
Well, we're back in lockdown.
All we can say is that population control. That's the reason why COVID-19 has come around. You know what I mean? To basically kill off the older generation. People that can't. People that contract COVID-19, if you're young and you're healthy, you got a good immune system that can potentially get over it, then maybe so. If you've got underlying health issues, you're finished. If you've got cancer, or you got you got heart disease, or you've got any underlying health issues, then you're not going to come back from it. You're going to be dead. If you're over 60, over 70, maybe you're going to die. So
the way he says that, you know what I mean?
That's the whole reason for it, and it's here now. And God knows what's going to happen in the next few years and how the world's going to look. We just have to see what happens, innit? You know what I mean?
Can I ask one thing, because like I'm not. Listen, one thing I'm definitely not is I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm an anti-vax person. Like, I won't be taking the vaccine anytime soon, But when you're seeing all these news reports now, when all these people are coming out and going, yeah, man, look, I didn't die straight away. If they're putting some kind of illegitimate like bug in you, or mind control, or whatever kind of maddest thing you could think up in your life, and that, what are they expecting is going to happen to these people when they walk out of the medical center, and that they're going to come out like the robot or something like this the same day? Like, listen, if you put a sleeper thing in somebody, like, and like this project MK Ultra that they run in the 50s to the 70s or whatever, the 80s actually, I think it was the 70s. This project where like they're giving people LSD and flipping like sleep deprivation and all these things. People have been trying to master the mind of the humans for ages, and I know I bang on about it in literally every podcast I do on every forum in it. But I always say, like, I reckon the biggest scandal of the last 20, 30, 40 years has been data harvesting, and it's literally been doing this whole person by person, like in depth, like analysis on a person, exactly what they buy, do, read, drive to locations, people, everything, contact tracing. You think that's happening now? That's been happening for years, mate. They've been contact tracing us every single move we've made ever, like pretty much. That's what I believe anyway, just by phones and everything like that, recognizing similar patterns. So like, I think that has been the biggest thing that is going to change over the next God knows how many years. We're going to be literally triggered like we have been politically and everything this year. Black Lives Matter, President Trump, Boris Johnson, Brexit, everything has been an experiment on us to see how far we can be triggered. So I think literally with this whole vaccination thing, whether it's completely benign and nobody's doing anything wrong, or if it's something sinister, yeah, I reckon the main thing that come out of it, like, is if anything was in that vaccine, I think it'd be to do with something to do with manipulating the way that you think, or blocking something so you can't act, like you've got an inhibitor or something to stop you from not believing them or something like that. You know what I mean? So if you've got something that stops you from believe, like, so you believe every lie that's being told to you, all you probably have to do is just turn off something in your brain.
Simon,
you haven't got to grow something. Yeah.
Simon, what do you think about the fact that when this first lockdown actually came up into play, that you're seeing loads of 5G towers getting put up? Do you feel that there was kind of a plan to put these 5G towers up and have this vaccine, which was always going to be the solution, enter into your body, and this 5G thing that they've created to mess with you with the vaccine? Do you think the two and two were working hand in hand together? Because I've got concepts in my head.
I think the 5G
I can't get it out of my head.
I think the 5G thing personally is just 5G, but I also think that there was a lot of deliberate hype and deliberate triggering of the people to make them think that 5G thing was something, while they snuck something else in under the carpet, which
diversion in it.
So what it is, they're really visible. Look how easy and visible a 5G tower is and everything. Look, it's banging your face, and that people talking about it, radiation, this, that, and the other. Birds dropping out the sky, and then you're looking at this. So remember, whatever the biggest noise about, to me, the biggest noise is always like what people say, squirrel. Look, squirrel. You know what I mean? That's what that is. Where you know what I mean? Where is it gone? It's in the tree. You know what I mean? That's what that is, where really the actual thing that's happening is the thing that you're not really looking at. So stop looking at really short patterns and start looking at the things that have been dragged out over the longest period of time. That's why I talk about data harvesting. I think data harvesting is the major thing, because the technology, and you only have to get say someone like Zuckerberg, who basically controls the world when it comes to information, and then a few others, Jeff Bezos, all the people from what's that one where you order all your stuff from, man? What do you order your stuff from before Amazon came along, man? Or eBay. PayPal, or all these eBay, all these things, they're the ones that have the millions and millions of people who are giving all their personal information. Your phone companies, your information companies like the GCHQ in England, or the police, or Interpol, or whatever. I think there's like databases that just share all of this information and harvest all this information, and then it's all collected on all of us. Once you've got a profile on us, I can tell you exactly what person you are. If I know what you read, where you go, who you hang with, where you drive, even probably the way you drive, literally everything is collecting information. Your car's collecting information. Everything's collecting information now. You know what I mean? So like, it's even more so where they talk about technological advances, and what they really mean is monitoring. Your car will be monitoring something. Your credit card, it's safer, it's got a tracker in it. You know what I mean? Everything will be tracking, and that's what it is. Because once you've got the perfect profile of someone, you know exactly what to sell to them, how to sell to them, how to get them pissed off, how to do like everything. You don't need mind control in the sense like you have to alter the mind. You just have to have somebody who's ready triggered. If you sit there and poke somebody for 2-3 hours, and then like constantly in their side of their head, and then somebody walks up to them and pisses them off straight away, they're going to fight them. Or if you just keep on doing it until somebody snaps, that's what's happening. It's more like a lobster being boiled and they don't know they're being boiled and that for so long, and then when they do, it's too late. And that's what's happening with us.
Do you think it's they're trying to prevent us from doing something? They're trying to prevent us by getting complete control over us. They're trying to prevent us from mobilizing and starting a revolution. Because once they stay in power, once they can just control, like Simon just said, once they can keep the power, keep us controlled, they can tell us when something like for example, everyone at the moment was like, we're not getting vaccines, we're not getting vaccines, we're not getting vaccines. You'll see in the next couple of months, they'll do propaganda that'll make you see that vaccines not that bad. So everyone will be like, you know what? Yeah, actually, I'm going to go get a vaccine because
Yeah.
it would have perfectly manipulated us enough for us to make us believe actually it's not a bad thing anymore. Just like selling doesn't mean we're just going to Amazon and buying the next skateboard. That could be anything, you know what I mean? Selling their ideas. And I think that's what it is, man. They're making a complete profile on us so they can then tell us, okay, if we click this button here, everyone is going to react this way. You know, get the average person, the mean person, the mean personality that exists on the planet. That's why they're trying to get everybody the same. Do you remember a couple of years ago, every single girl, especially white girl, that had the same look. They all wanted to look like Megan Fox. They all had this dark hair with a big, thick, massive eyebrows, which I never understood. You know, and I was like, what's going on here, man? Why are all the girls looking the same? Since I've almost completed everything they know, okay, if we make the girl look like this, it doesn't matter if they're black or white, they're going to look the same in a couple of weeks. So they've got us already by the balls. We're already there where they want us. So any chance of us saying, oh man, these cowboys at the top are taking us for a ride and we're going to go and do something about it, is gone. Most of us just
The thing
like,
is, the thing is, like, that's the whole point. It's the illusion, it's the mirage, though, and it like taking us for a ride, but we don't know. That's the whole point. Like, when we look at like government now, when we look at when government was introduced, we're talking in times that were much tougher than ours, but they couldn't go on and take all the liberties that they take from us now. Tell us where we can do everything like that. They used to tell you, like, you know, you pay your taxes. That's what you was told, and be orderly. That's what you was told back in the day. And you know what I mean? They used to recruit people to their armies or whatnot. But then again, people just did their job and they went home. And this is how it was from before the world was even classed as civilized. And now you look at it and that it's like literally you do something wrong. Oh, what did you do? You strayed into a bus lane, give me 120 quid, and you automatically take the money out your pocket and pay them the money. And you think, what the hell? I literally just strayed in it for 2 seconds or whatever, which actually happened to me last year. You know what I mean? I didn't realize I was in a bus lane. I was in it for less than 3 seconds, but they managed to catch a photo of me, and that's why I had to pay the fine. And then I start thinking, like, who gives these people permission to say, as I drive my car down the road, that I can't stray a little bit to the left and that yet? I have to be like fined by it, or else you can punish me by what? Giving me a bigger fine or putting me in prison? Is that the kind of world that we're coming into now? But what we did is we didn't sign away. We signed away an idea that we were going to give up to a higher power to allow them to speak on our behalf. And then by that, from then, what they did is they got, okay, we've got the right to make amendments. We've got the right to introduce laws. And then we don't make you vote on it anymore, which was always the way. Like, so the people had to speak. No, we vote on it ourselves. So we vote on it. So we got, okay, we choose to give ourselves more power. Let's have a vote. Oh, we're going to have more power. You know what I mean? And that's so on and so on. And in the end now, we're just being taught, when we talk about data harvesting, it's just turning us into the Matrix would show us. It's just turn us into the perfect battery. A battery, that's what they're trying to do. Is they're turning us into something where we're just a money-making machine for people.
You know? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Battery, you know.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we are, man. Batteries been generating.
Battery.
Now, do you want to add anything? We're going to finish up now, guys, because I know it's a bit abrupt, but we've almost gone the hour, and we like try and keep it in an hour, man. So I'm going to drop the music on. Now, you got anything to contribute before we?
No, man, you nailed it.
You know, you nailed it. Yeah. You know, you nailed it when Nigel doesn't have anything to say, man. Then you really nailed it. Oh, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, like I said, people stay awake. Stay awake if you can.
Nigel.
Yo.
I ain't heard you laugh once today. That's
I know, I miss his laugh, man. His laugh, man.
No, not one laugh, man. It's like his spirit's downcast.
Yeah. Next, I ain't gonna start the show off like I did this week ever again. I'm gonna start that. I'm gonna put that in the middle of the show.
We love him, though, man. We love him, man.
We love Nigel, man. But I didn't hear the ha 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 ha.
Oh no.
He ain't even gonna do it. Even look at his face. You know what?
Man. Yeah. Yo, Nigel, I hope you're all right, man.
Yeah, man, I'm good, you know. I'm good, man. I'm good.
I hope you're good, man. Trust me.
Lord God.
Yo, Nigel, I'm praying for you, man.
I'm all right, you know.
Actually, you know what? Actually, we got 2 minutes. What do you guys think about football, man? Arsenal, you know, Andrew, we've already said it.
Team, man.
I don't know. I can't take it no more, man.
Have we lost again?
Did you see us? We lost to Burnley, man. 1-0. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Xhaka
we're going
didn't help
down,
the
man.
situation, did he, man?
We're
Xhaka
go-
didn't help the situation,
We're
man.
going down, man. Arsenal are going down this season.
Obviously,
How come? I can't understand how a team with Lacazette and Aubameyang up front can even lose
Bellerin at right
games.
back.
easy,
can they-
easy,
Leno in
Nigel.
goal.
Nigel, you know when you got a group of guys, that's working and training together,
Stop
and
them,
then one person gets singled out, and that person's a really good player, and it causes division in the camp. That's what's going on. That's what he's dealing with right about now. The poor man. You know what I mean? And it's his first job as well, Nigel. And
So how come he decided that Ozil can't play anymore?
Yeah, because the board has told him that, he can't play because of China. Because China's basically iced out Ozil, and China's basically done some under the table deal where they'd say, if you don't ice him out, we'll ice you out the Premier League.
Yeah, and try to bring enough money in it.
And that's going to cost a lot of money. So Arsenal had to make a decision.
The thing is, though, what the speculation around what the Chinese are doing, because even today I saw something on the news. If it's true, it's wrong.
But money talks.
But my argument with the whole thing as well, Bo, is why isn't the Muslim world in anger at this? Because these people are Muslims. So why isn't... No, if you think about it, why isn't the Muslim world angry about what's going on in China with their Muslim brothers?
I can tell you why, actually. Because the powerfulest Muslim nation is probably Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
They're in the pockets with America. So I don't care what happens. Any other Muslim nation doesn't really have a very big interest, you know what I mean? They're not that rich.
Yeah, but the thing is, if say, for example, something happened in England now with a Muslim cleric, whatever, they'd be burning flags in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you think about the war, Yugoslavia, it was they fought because one side were Muslims and the other side were not Muslims.
Yeah.
And people have gone to war. I mean, look at what happened with the bombing. You had someone from Chechnya near Russia, a Muslim guy, go to America and bomb people in America because of... Well, what I'm saying is, if this is going on in China to these Muslims, why isn't the Muslim world in uproar about it?
I'm pretty sure
because
everyone's
in their pocket. That's why, Nigel. Everybody's in their pocket.
But everyone's in America's pocket because America's got just as much money invested interest in all these countries. Where is the anger though towards the that world where there is?
That's a good question.
It kind of. I didn't think about. Well, hold on a second. How come no one? Because obviously Ozil is a Muslim.
Yeah.
And he's spoken out.
Yeah.
And now, like you're saying, he's being ostracized. But then I'm not hearing any other Muslims of any standing saying, "Oh, we don't agree with this. This shouldn't be happening."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So the world's very hypocritical, and I think, for me, that is a real strange one for me. I just think to myself, well, no one's saying nothing. Everyone's still buying Chinese goods, putting their order into China. They're still making sure that China are getting money, but make sure you don't hurt. Make sure you don't hurt them people. Though. Look after them people. Oh, can we have some more of them things that you make?
Mm-hmm.
It's all
it's all a lot of bullshit, isn't it? That's the problem, Nigel. And I feel sorry for the man, to be honest with you. I really, really do feel sorry for the man because as a sportsman, you don't have an opinion on what's going on with your people. You know what I mean? And it's sad. And it's sad, that the club's done that to him. But again, I'll always say this: money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah, and that's how I think it comes down to.
I'll tell you what: if they don't pull them results around soon, mate, he'll be out of a job then.
Yeah, well, if he's out of the job, then it saves his right because he's not strong enough to be a man's man. Because that couldn't happen to Arsene Wenger. That couldn't happen to Jose Mourinho. That would not happen to any top manager that's got an opinion that is very strong-willed for their name, their reputation, and they want to win. That could only happen to somebody that's got their first job, that's been handed a load of money, and that's been given. He's been promoted.
Is he a jellyfish? Is he a jellyfish?
Yes. Yeah, he got promoted. He got promoted from first team coach to manager when we came back after the restart. And you know what he did? The first thing he did, drop Ozil. He dropped him. He ain't played since. Soon as he's become first team manager, Ozil has not played one single game. Why do you think that is? Because it's a pure white man tactic. I will
Do you
give
think? Do you think though that would he have made? I mean, are there certain games that you feel, yeah, man, he'd have made a massive difference?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Many games. In many
Because
games.
the thing is, you must be creating chances, and it's all about
We're
scoring
not
goals.
creating
Isn't
chances. That's the thing.
All about.
We're
It's
not
all about.
creating.
Sorry, carry on, Wayne.
We're not creating chances.
But it's all about balancing the team, isn't it, Wayne? Don't you think?
Yeah.
You know. Even Harry Redknapp was saying the other day. He said that if you got a man like Ozil, he's a bit of a lightweight. No problems. Just make sure you got 2 bodyguards around him that would do the dirty work. It's about balancing the team. But as I says, Nigel, Arsenal is a club that.
Mate, I'm telling you now, I know things about Arsenal because when Villa can go to your place and stuff you up 3-0, I know that things about Arsenal because for a number of years, man, we weren't getting I think the last time we beat you was when the last time we had a decent season back in the 90s. So when we beat you 3-0, I had to look at my phone and turn it off and then turn it back on. And I was like, what?
It wasn't
What
then.
did I see here?
It wasn't then. In fact, you gave us a hiding, yeah, when we first moved into the Emirates. Remember that, Wayne?
Yeah.
You know what? Villa have always had a bit of a, kind of a bogey team for Arsenal.
Not in recent years. Back in
the day when Dwight York used to do us all the time, man.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, we're talking after Martin O'Neill left, we just went down, you know what I mean? But that's another story for another day, man. But
yeah, man, let's wrap the show up. Thanks
Arsenal.
for being there, guys. Mr. Red Pill, Mr. Andrew, Mr. Hate Sales, Love Selling. Is that right?
Love sales, hate selling.
It's the same thing, man. Mr. Alstallio, guys, we're out. Man, sorry I didn't put my light on today, man. That's why I'm looking kind of rough. Good night, guys, man.
I just seen a hand come out your head. There's a hand in your hair, man. Or a bird or something.
The bird's nest. Yo, guys, I'll see you in a bit, man. Thanks
All
for
right,
being there, especially Simon, man.
Peace. Nigel, Simon. Salute, man.
See you later, guys.
Yeah, man. Wayne, catch up with you tomorrow night.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Football podcast tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Tomorrow, bro.
Can't hear no music.
You can't hear the music?
No, man. You're the worst sound engineer since
Can't hear.
You can't hear the music?
Since King Tubby invited his cousin over from Jamaica. He was 4 years old.
You hear the music now?
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Nigel.
Terrible sound technician,
Nigel.
man.
You're going to call him Prento from now on. Call him Prento.
Why you call him Prento?
Call him Prento from now on.
You're a apprentice, man. An apprentice. You don't know about sound. You know about phono leads, mate. You know about the phono leads.
Not this is me on my podcast.
Yeah, well, listen, mate, Simon, next week you're the sound engineer.
Don't rely on me, brother. I'm terrible.
And it's gonna be any worse than him. He's bloody awful, man.
Good night, folks, man.